On the YouTubes.
On YouTubes?
Yeah.
YouTubes.
I mean, it looks like I am in a construction zone just because there's shelves back here, but I'm not.
And you look like you have like a foreman desk or something like that, where guys are like coming in like, hey, boss, I just wanted to find out if we're going to come in this weekend. It might be raining. You got blueprints on your desk and shit.
You see the cloud cover this week? It's pretty bad. But yeah, here we are. It's just Stanger and I. We talked about Be Water last week. Great documentary. I hope you guys got to watch it this week. Just started The Last Dance. Started the first episode. Hooked.
Okay. Keeps getting better, dude.
Yeah, and that might have to be the next thing that we kind of jump on in like a month or so. Just kind of talk about our our watching patterns. I can't believe we've never really talked about that, because like now's the time where everybody's at home watching stuff. We should have, started this kind of, hey, here's a sports movie you could watch to be inspired or affected.
Yeah. I mean, hindsight's 2020. I mean, a lot of like the first episodes of all this were literally just, what's happening? How can I work out at home? And then once we covered that every way possible, then now we're venturing into what to watch territory.
Yeah. And also, we have gotten a bunch of emails, gotten a bunch of DMs, messages on social media and stuff with questions about working out. And obviously we've had other things on our minds, or wanted to make sure that we were focusing on, staying with our eyes on the prize of, equality, and making sure that everybody felt safe in the world before we started answering some of those questions. And we're going to continue to obviously talk about that stuff too. But
yeah, of course,
I think it's only fair for us to, and we also like to take a moment to make sure that we jump in as far as the conversation of self-care. And that includes working out and staying healthy and fit, and staying, excited and positive for, nutrition wise and health and fitness wise. And so,
yeah, I mean, I think the hope is that people are out there and doing what they can to pursue their activism, inequality, just a lot of stuff going on, a lot of important things happening. That being said, you still need to take care of your own personal health and take care of yourself so that you can, so that you can live to fight another day,
Right. Of course.
And that's, and I know that there's some people out there that haven't slept and haven't, because they've just been so on it. And so I think that's great. And there's certainly a time for that. That being said, if you are seeking some balance, you do have some questions that you need answered about health and fitness, wellness, psychology, that you want a couple of bros to answer. We got you. We're gonna open it up to you, Bell Babies. We have some people in the room now, so you guys, of course, can ask anything you want. We've got some email questions, Instagram questions. Stuff's been coming in.
Why don't we start with one of the email questions, Stanger, if you wanted to read one out, just so that we can.
I pulled one up here. Let's see. Okay, this is coming to us from Robert. Hi, guys. I really enjoyed the show. Thank you, Robert.
Heard of
enjoying shows. Quick question. How do you feel about cured meats? Do you avoid? Like the rest of the world, I'm trying to stick to proteins and eliminate carbs. So sometimes I treat myself to charcuterie.
Cool.
Sean Connery.
Sean Connery.
Sometimes I treat myself to Sean Connery plates. Is this a mistake? Okay. So what I know about cured meats, potentially cancerous. There's all kinds of studies that show that, like, if you eat X amount of bacon a day, it does up your chances of getting some type of cancer by some percentage. So now, like all food related studies, it's observational. So it's not randomized trials. They're just observing people that eat a certain amount of cured meats a day and seeing the likelihood and incidences of cancer. Now there's an unhealthy model in there because if somebody eats bacon 7 days a week, there's also a chance that they smoke. There's also a chance that they don't exercise. There's also a chance. There's all these other kind of like X factors. So it depends on how good the observational study is, and most of them tend to be pretty flawed. That being said, nitrites, that's something that goes into a lot of these cured meats that can also be cancerous. That kills dangerous bacteria that is in pork. So you see it a lot in like ham, but you can also find ones that are nitrite free.
Yeah. A lot of them nowadays are.
Most of them are. Yeah. Like, and not, you can get it doesn't have to be at a specialty market. I mean, you can get it at Ralph's, Vaughn's, Kroger's, Safeway, whatever your fucking market is.
Piggly Wigs, Whole Foods, baby. Gelson's, ooh la la. Seafood City, Island Pacific for my Filipinos out there. 99 Ranch or Ranch 99. That is a big hot topic in the Asian community of which one comes first, the 99 or the ranch.
What's the market you see all over Hawaii? ABC market?
Oh, ABC. Well, there's Foodland. Foodland, which is the supermarket, and then the ABC stores.
Is like a whatever store, right?
The ABC store is like a 7-Eleven, and
right.
It's mainly just like on, like highly populated areas to just kind of, overprice you on some spam masubs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Get some $50 suntan oil.
Yeah,
hey,
exactly,
baby. Hey, what's the smoke point on that? So going back to your email, Roberto, the thing that you said is, so sometimes I treat myself to, sometimes I think you're fine, dude.
That's the key right there. Sometimes I treat myself to this. It's like, that means that you're not taking it in all the time. It's just one of those things. It's the same thing of saying, sometimes I treat myself to a pizza night or, some pasta or,
so I would say, agree. I wouldn't eat bricks of ham.
Sure. But that's because that's the name of our band, me and Stanger. So we wouldn't want anybody to take the name of our band name, which is Bricks of Ham.
Yeah. That's a weird kind of spin on the Big Bad Wolf thing.
Yeah. Bricks of Ham. Yeah. Cause it means that we're so thick that we're bricks of ham and we're fighting back against the Big Bad Wolf.
Yeah. And we built our brick house to keep the wolf out of bricks of ham.
Yeah. Bricks of ham. Yeah. So
Something
he can,
like that, I don't know.
Yeah. Cause in a way he can eat the walls instead of eating us. Again, this is an age-old tale here on the Dumbbells podcast. We don't even know if that wolf eats pigs.
We don't.
In that story, we don't know for sure that particular wolf eats pigs or not.
We don't know.
We don't
know.
All we know is that he has good lung capacity, can blow down a house, and is just doesn't like these 3 pigs.
Also, did they get the idea for fucking Harry Potter, that house from him? Hufflepuff?
Oh, maybe, yeah.
I'll huff and I'll puff. I
so
don't know.
Easy. Oh, man. She really just took the easy route with that then, if she just stole it straight away.
She's just fucking cruising these fucking, nursery rhymes.
Yeah.
Hufflepuff.
But yes, I agree. I think saying something along the lines of sometimes something is fine. I think that's a decent way to do everything, like as long as you're taking everything in moderation, especially when it comes to treats or things that are outside of your focused eating plan and diet, then yeah, go for it. Cool. We have a question from Randy here on our live chat on YouTube. And Randy says, just got back into tennis and hate how massive my right arm looks compared to my left. How do I decrease the gains in my tennis arm? Or even better, how do I increase gains in my left arm? So, great question. I love the fact that your arm you're getting a Popeye forearm from tennis, from getting so much into tennis. If you haven't been playing a sport in a while, there is a good chance that, it feels like it's getting bigger. It feels like it's getting worked a lot harder. And the best way to even that out is, doing similar exercises on both arms. And doing exercises outside of tennis to give yourself some strength training, and evening it out on both sides. A lot of the tennis game though is a lot of hips and a lot of wrist. I mean, a lot of shoulder, and a lot of legs and core. So I feel like what's making your forearms or your arms feel bigger is your grip strength has gotten better. So, you can work on some grip strength stuff, maybe on a pull-up bar, maybe on a pair of rings or something on that, and just improve grip strength on both hands, on both arms. And that's probably what's helping with your forearms looking a little bit larger, is part of it. Again, this is just speculation because I'm not looking at how big your arms are right now.
You're not?
I'm not. I can't see Randy.
Prove it. Eugene, what do you ever play tennis?
I just recreationally every once in a while.
You never played pro?
Never played pro. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But never played like in
competitive.
Like competitively. Yeah.
Me either. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
It's been fun to watch, fun to play. I'm not good, but when you get in a little bit of a roll there, it's fun. Good cardio.
It's the best quarantine sport to play. Is
right.
Actually it's the least chance because you're so far away. The only interaction is a ball, and that can get wiped down, or you get like you have a box of them. So it's just like after that volley, you just don't even pick that one up again.
Yeah, just once it's done. Yeah, once somebody uses their hand to serve with it, then it's done.
It's done.
You hit it. The racket, as long as it's on the racket, it's in play. Second it goes off the racket, done. That goes in the fucking ocean.
That goes in the you
we
throw
don't care
it in
about
the ocean
anymore.
Well, because every tennis court is right by the ocean. Am I right? I mean, that's how we recreationally play tennis. Oceanside.
Safe to
tennis.
say.
Yes, safe to say. The only tennis courts I've ever seen have been Oceanside.
Right.
And I think the original name for the sport is Oceanside tennis.
It is. Yeah. Oceanside tennis. We know that. That's a given.
That's
as old as the Hufflepuff coming from the big bad wolf, bricks of ham. We didn't make this stuff up.
Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast.
Tale as old as time. So
got it.
Yeah. So, but yes, I don't know. I'm just thinking of the motions of tennis, and I'm thinking of that.
Right. I think this comes up. You do some kind of specialized sport.
Mm-hmm.
You get one side, pitching or something, throwing with your right arm for baseball, that kind of thing.
Oceanside pitching.
Oceanside pitching. Tale as old as time. Angela Lansbury.
Yeah. Chip.
Murder, She Wrote. Chip's involved. Lufo. Is that a guy? Yeah.
Worst pies in London.
Yeah. But I think, also doing, whatever weight training you are doing, do individual arm stuff. So if you do become even more right hand dominant, if you're doing a lot of barbell or easy curl or, tricep extension, that kind of thing on a barbell or like a straight bar, that right hand can kind of take over because you're using a lot in tennis and it's becoming strong. So you can do individual arm stuff, dumbbells, pardon the pun.
It's not a pun. It's just the name of our show.
Yeah, so I don't know what it is.
That's not even close to a pun. No,
it's totally a pun, dude.
What is the definition of a pun? It's something that is also a name of a podcast.
That's what it is. Yeah, the name of your podcast related to fitness
is called a pun.
That's what a pun is. Oceanside
pun.
So individual arm stuff. And then, even stability stuff. I don't know if you are doing push-ups, you can do like, single arm touching your right arm to left side and vice versa when you're in that push-up position.
Shoulder touches.
So you're working, you're working stabilization on both sides. Just be mindful of that kind of stuff. But I think, as your overall level of fitness improves, it'll kind of level off. And you never see like Tom Brady and think that his one arm looks way bigger than the other one.
Yeah.
You ever, right? I don't know. You don't,
but usually that's because it's, accompanied with some training that is evening out the arms,
Right. So I think that could be Randy. Thanks for listening. Thanks for asking a question. I think that could be the missing link.
Yeah.
This one's kind of involved. Do you want me to go to this one?
I do.
Okay. So this is coming to us from Rory. Hey, Dumbbells. Love the podcast. Caught up with every episode as of this week.
Wow. A lot of
You
work
guys,
put in.
a lot of yeah, good job. You guys have been fantastic to listen to during my progress. Started in January last year when he was about 240 pounds.
Ooh.
Currently about 154 pounds at 5'8". He's got a
90
picture.
pounds.
Yeah,
90 pound drop.
90 pound. He's got a picture and it's stunning. The change. Yeah.
Very cool.
His question: I recently bought a body fat percent scale that showed I'm 22.8% body fat. As someone who has been aiming to maintain my current weight, are there ways to focus on lowering your body fat percentage without further weight loss? Or is it unattainable? Like the idea of targeted fat loss, ? Thank you. And he has, we might as well, we got time. I'll add where I'm at below. He's currently doing 3 days dumbbell workouts and 2 days on a stationary bike alternating, because I live in a studio apartment with my girlfriend in England. Our flats are small AF. AF, I'm assuming means Air Force.
Yes.
Space is limited. So with weights, I'm doing 4 sets at 10 reps of 4 sets, 10 reps of weighted squats, 2 arm tricep extensions, lateral raise, standing side crunch, standing Russian twist, dumbbell side bend, bicep curl, standing shoulder press, dumbbell shrugs, standing dumbbell chest fly, floor dumbbell chest press, floor dumbbell tricep extension, which lasts around 40 to 50 minutes.
I like this workout.
Me too. And I do about 30 minutes, 15 kilometers. Thanks for the UK shout out on the bike.
Oh, thank goodness.
My diet is mostly focused on soup, apple, and protein shake for lunch, fish and vegetable for dinner, and almonds for snacking. There are some variations, but that's the bulk of it. I don't expect this to be on the podcast. Ooh, Rory, you're welcome. But I would love any recommendations on more standing dumbbell workouts to mix in. I tend to swap some about every couple of weeks, especially for muscle groups I might be missing. Either way, I hope you and your family and friends are doing well. Take care, Rory. P.S. I do enjoy oceanside tennis from time to time.
Wow, good. Wow, he's live. He's emailing live.
Right.
That's great. Well, let's tackle it. Let's tackle it down. That workout sounds great. I think what you're doing and just kind of swapping out things to keep it new and fresh, and also to focus on some new body.
I'll be curious to hear what you
groups.
think he could add to the standing dumbbells.
Yeah, I'm you would have to read the standing ones again for us to see what the other choices are or what isn't in there.
Okay.
But as far as body fat percentage, so a couple of things. Be careful of the scale way of doing it. Your scale is going to be very if you are going to use your home scale that you bought that is measuring your weight and body fat percentage, use that and use that one only, just so that you can use it as a gauge. Don't, the idea of focusing on a number to get down to or whatever is great. And, ultimately it could vary by 3% based on what way you're getting your body fat measured. But let's say that you are at 22 and you just want on that scale to get back down to 18 or 15 or something along there, or even 20. The way that you'll get it down, especially since you are 150-ish pounds right now, is probably to focus on getting some more muscle in, because weight-wise, you're at a good place. And the way that you are going to lower your body fat percentage is to increase your muscle, your lean muscle, because your muscle is going to then, make up most of your body rather than the fat, and then your percentage will go down. So if you have, 130 pounds of lean muscle on a 150-pound body, then your percentage is lower. And your percentage will be lower if you're 140 pounds in a 150-pound body type thing. So with the dumbbells, you can do a bunch of things to increase your muscle mass, even though you just have a set of now. Are these adjustable dumbbells? We're just kind of, he's not really saying, right? He's just saying what he's doing.
He says, yeah, it doesn't say, interestingly enough.
Okay. So there's a bunch of things I
Four
think.
sets of 10.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah. So there's a couple of things I think as far as standing dumbbell things that so if he's doing some squats with them, I think to help with legs, because once you build those legs up, that's going to help your body fat percentage.
Right. Calorie
So
burning potential.
yes. So if you are doing squats, I would say try to do some reverse lunges or some around the world lunges. So you're stepping forward, then stepping back, and then stepping to the side, or just doing some side lunges. Any kind of lunge change would be awesome. Also, any kind of step up. So if you're doing a standing and then you grab a chair and you step onto that chair with those dumbbells in your hand, that's going to work those legs as well. Also, single leg deadlifts. I don't think those were in there.
No.
With dumbbells. That's a good standing one. And then if you want to just burn the fat rather than that bike, or you want to switch it up, ride that bike for a while, get off the bike, and then do some full body thrusters with those dumbbells. That's going to help your core. That's going to really, work them legs. And you're really going to burn some fat with that. Yeah. Those are a couple of the, movements. Now, if you're just looking for straight strength, I think, did we say Arnold presses? Did he say Arnold presses or shoulder presses?
Let's see. Standing shoulder press.
Standing shoulder press. Sure. If you do some lateral raises.
He's got lateral raises, standing lateral raise.
Some front raises. Yeah. That'll do it too. And then,
I'm totally with you, Eugene. I could kiss you, man, because we're on the same page with this. I could
good.
Transmit COVID.
Thanks.
I could
through
force you to in your family a lot of quarantine heartache.
Thanks.
You just want to check. Who knows what Stanger's got?
Who knows?
Hang back, go somewhere in a hotel for 2 months, see if you got it, see if you don't.
Yeah.
But that's what you're missing, dude. You didn't have enough leg stuff outside of the weighted squats. So Eugene nailed it. It's those lunges, it's the step ups, the change in elevation. Mm-hmm. That's what's going to help you burn calories. You'll keep shifting around now that you're at like a healthy weight. And if you're doing resistance based stuff, your weight will probably stay the same or go up or down a little bit, but not much. And you just improve your body composition. So what you asked about, just losing body fat, like that will happen, especially since you're involving resistance training.
Yes.
And then for that bike, make it a high intensity interval training.
Yeah.
Instead of just 30 minutes cruising on there or endurance or duration, do some intervals.
And also do some more dynamic stuff when it comes to your dumbbell training. I mean, there's so many, I've been really focused on the dumbbell stuff since, a lot of my other equipment was kind of out of commission for a while. So, to get some of that cardio work in, I've been doing a lot of dynamic, basically like a burpee with some weight or some renegade rows is another thing where you do the push up on the dumbbells and then you do a single arm row on both sides.
Yeah.
Some Turkish get ups, like things that are really like working your whole body.
Do you like the name burpee?
I hate it.
It sucks, right?
I hate the name burpee. I love the idea of it.
I love the great exercise.
The exercise is one of the most rugged things, especially if you add any kind of changes to it. Like adding a little bit of weight or like, switching up doing a slow push up in the middle, like a 3 second down, 3 second up, and then powering up and, like just changing up that kind of stuff. But then you go, I did a bunch of burpees today. You sound like an ass crack.
The name sucked. Just when I drank this, did this look like a bottle of Mickey's or something like
that? It did.
Whoa, fucking Stanger. Dark turn on the fucking.
Stanger's going old school UFC on us.
Fucking Mickey's big mouth, dude.
Getting
loaded, answering questions.
Speaking of burpees, though, Mike on our YouTube live asked, you probably answered this back in the day, but any red flags I should look for when I'm joining a CrossFit gym, especially when we're talking about burpees here? Well, a couple of things.
Well, Mike, interesting you asked that.
Interesting that you asked that, especially since we're talking about burpees. And also because of the whole, did you see the Greg Glassman stuff about?
That's what I meant. Yeah.
Oh, baby.
baby.
And so a lot of these affiliates have either stopped their affiliation with CrossFit, or because of the change of the guard have now reestablished their gyms as CrossFit gyms. The good thing that is happening across is, you know, is there something to the CrossFit stamp nowadays? No. I would say look for some gym that is by you that is doing basically functional fitness or high intensity interval training, something along those lines that you feel good about. Now, this could this could be a, F45. This could be a Training Mate. This could be either of those Australian ones, which is cool. It could be an Orange Theory. It could be a CrossFit gym. It could be just its own kind of, boutique, small group training gyms. Any of those things, great. It could be a Go Tribe. There's a couple of those. Obviously, we shout out to our friends over at Go Tribe. The focus for you and the red flags for you is, are they paying attention to your movements? Do you feel safe doing all of these movements? Do you feel safe with these trainers? Does it feel like a place that you could, that you get excited about, that you can work out in, and it's an environment that you feel positive in? If those questions are answered, go for it.
Yeah. Is it a toxic culture there?
Yes.
Or is it something, even maybe if that's more questionable, if it's something that's going to bring out a competitive side of you that could be dangerous?
Right.
That's another factor, because, where these gyms really kind of took off was that they gamified it. They made it fun. They made you kind of compete with yourself and others. And that really inspired people to push themselves harder than they had before. Great for some people. Some people then took it too far and hurt themselves. And there maybe wasn't the training that they needed at the top to kind of, curtail that and maybe guide somebody into using that in a way that's safe and effective.
Right.
So, pay attention to yourself, and you think like, oh, I'm rounding my back on these deadlifts because I want to beat Carl.
Who's huge, by the way.
Carl's fucking huge, in great shape, good guy, pays his taxes, nice, good dad, coaches his kids' soccer practice.
Yeah.
Doesn't love soccer.
Doesn't love soccer one bit, but he's in for the competition, which is maybe a problem for you.
Yeah.
That's where we're talking about. But that's what we're talking about. But yes, that gym just has to feel like a good environment for you. And also, one of the red flags, I think, for a gym is a place that is so ready to take your money so quickly.
Yeah.
If one of these CrossFit gyms, or a lot of these places, they'll give you the first week for free so that you actually try a number of classes, not just the first trial class. It's like you get a couple to see, A, do you like the workout? And then B, do you connect with some of the people that you're going to be working out with?
Right. They should have nothing to hide. So they should want you there. Try it out for a week, 2 weeks, whatever. There should be some kind of introductory thing.
And you should be able to gauge them. Do they want you there? Like, does it seem like a good fit, like a good mix for both of you? Because again,
what if you're fucking Hitler traveling through time?
Who knows?
They're going to fucking take your money.
Who knows? They will.
Bad.
They might close their eyes and just take your money, which,
you don't want to be a part of that gym.
You don't want to be part of the Hitler gym, obviously. Right. So yeah. But yeah, so that's what we're talking about there. You like that? You like that idea, Mr. Mike? Okay. Mike also wanted to make sure that we worked out that joke that we were working on earlier, which is every joke. So who knows which one he is talking about?
Ham wall?
Yeah.
Bricks of ham? Something like that.
I
think we solved it. I think we cracked the case on that one.
Easily. I got another one here on the chat. I like answering these chat ones just because A, there's a slew of them right now, but B, they're live. So am I overdoing it on a flat incline or decline bench on upper body days? Or should I break it up? This is from Matthew Moynihan.
Before you answer that, I just want to say good work on using slew, Eugene. Great word.
Slew. Thanks.
Yeah.
It's slew. Like, that means sled, right? Like there's a lot of them and we're just going through them.
Yeah.
That's what that word means?
Yes.
Okay. Good.
Plural for sled. Plural sled. Slew.
What'd you do? I was slewing down that hill. So is he overdoing it by doing flat incline and decline on upper body days? I think it depends on. Well, he says he's doing flat incline and decline bench. So
On
he's
upper
doing a
body
bench.
days, or should I break it up?
Should he break it up? I mean, doing incline flies and then dumbbell on the flat and then the bar on the decline. That's just like changing it up enough that it's a different grip and a different way of attacking the muscles. And but you're also attacking the muscles differently by just changing the levels. So is it okay? Yeah, I think that's fine. How heavy are you going on all of those? What's your rep scheme? What's your rep scheme on that, my man?
I also, what results is it what results is it yielding for you? Are you getting a slew of results?
You going downhill on that, or
you going downhill, plural or past tense? We haven't decided something, but
no, it's past tense.
it's past tense. You
Yeah.
slew.
Slew.
You slew.
Slowed down there when I was when it was January on my toboggan.
Toboggan.
Yeah.
So this is something that Eugene and I have talked about before. Something will happen. An injury will come up. A constraint on time, change in your life, baby, work, something.
Changing your life, baby.
Change your life, baby. Work. You better work. And you can't work out as much. You can't put the same amount of time in. So, while you were doing, 10 different angles, on a chest movement, you have to reduce that to 3. And then you find that nothing changes, or you maybe even improve a little bit. And you think, oh, wow, I was definitely spending too much time on all these different angles. I didn't need to do that. There was other ways I could have maximized my time.
No bad angles, by the way. No bad angles.
No bad angles. No bend angles.
No band angles.
Yeah.
That place will close.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But
later.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye. So something to think about, training smart, I don't know, play around. But if you like the way your chest looks and you're continuing to improve and you don't feel like your shoulders are too overloaded, the problem with some of that stuff, like Eugene was saying, if you're not varying how you're doing it, it's all just straight barbell presses, you might be grinding those shoulders a little more than you need to. And there's wear and tear that happens there. That rhymes.
Yep.
So that's something to think about, how much sheer force you're putting on those shoulder joints. You only get 2 shoulders.
You only get 2 shoulders and 1 heart, baby.
Oh.
Right? No?
Oh,
that's true.
I think people have gotten multiple hearts.
Oh, yeah.
CT Fletcher.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know, baby. Gosh.
He's doing good.
He's doing good. He looks good.
Yeah. Got a heart transplant.
Yeah. And he looks good. I mean, God.
Yeah.
I love that he's like, fucking fighting through it, man, and doing it.
There's some shit where he first got out of, getting a fucking heart transplant is major. You could imagine. And there's some video, like some Instagram stuff. He posted it himself to where he was running, doing like a wind sprint in the parking lot when he shouldn't have been. And he fucking falls over and I couldn't watch it. Yeah. And everybody's like, what are you doing? You're fucking crazy. And so he backed off a little bit, but he's back lifting again and shit.
Crazy. So. Dude, just seeing the way that Mike Tyson is now, how he got back into shape is bananas.
Ooh, man.
I love it. Yeah.
Just
he's back to it.
Moving. Looks good. Jamie Foxx gonna play him in a movie, I guess.
Really?
Yeah.
Not just on In Living Color, eh?
No, supposedly it's happening. He did some Instagram posts of him. He's going to play him at all different weights and different stages in his life.
Wow.
So I'll be curious to see that.
Me too. You got another one on email? Do you want me to hit up one of these ones on our chat real quick?
Sure.
Okay, so David said, looking to set new fitness goal after finishing my first marathon in February. Cool. He was listening to the RoboCop and Total Recall episodes of Action Boys while running. Good. So You were bored, so you're moving fast. Okay. And then wanted to finally dunk a basketball. Any vert exercises? Ooh. How do you help somebody's vertical? Other than those dope shoes that we always talk about from back in the
Jump
day.
soles.
Jump soles.
Find jump soles, man. Get yourself a time machine and get yourself some jump soles.
How do you work on your vertical? I mean, that's very sports specific.
Plyos. So I think plyos. So doing like the box jumps,
Box
depth
jump,
jumps.
sure. Uh-huh.
So that's where you're stepping down off a box and then immediately jumping as soon as you hit the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So there's and like plyos, the plyometric training. Plyos is what's short for that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that the right way to say it? Plyos
yeah.
is what's short for that.
Plyos. It's what's short for that. That's the commercial.
Plyos is what's shorts for that.
Are you drunk? Are you drinking Mickey's?
Yeah, maybe.
Plyos. Plyos. That's a shirt for that.
Plyos is what. Maybe I've had a little. Hey, hi. I'm you. Hey.
Plyos.
So,
this is short for that.
I think I've had a little plyos. Short from that. I think that plyometric training and then also Olympic weight training is great for vertical. So cleans, snatches, pulls, anything explosive that you're doing, and then just straight up jumping.
Yeah, working on that takeoff.
Yeah. So working the takeoff over and over and over again, playing basketball, hops under the rim, all that kind of stuff. But I would look into plyometrics, depth jumps in particular, and then also Olympic weightlifting. I know when I started doing, I hadn't really done Olympic weightlifting before. And then when I was in college, I started doing it. I saw my vertical go up.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So yeah, look into that.
Go.
You got to do, make sure you're doing them right. You work with an online coach that your form's good and all that stuff. Because you don't want to injure yourself trying to add inches to that vertical, because that will do the opposite. All right.
Love it.
I can pull up another email. Oops.
And we can also answer one from here, which is a good question from Laura Hammond on our YouTube live page.
Do it.
Cool. I've been working out every day since April 12th, mixing in high intensity interval training, running, biking, 5x5 weights, yoga, and just plateauing in every gain. What can I do to adjust and to fix this? Faster mile, increase my 5x5 weights. That's a good question. You've been working out every day since April 12th. Now it's June, so we're talking about over 2 months here straight. Now, I don't blame you for that. Me and Stanger were talking about this as well. If we miss a day during this, and especially since we are doing these live episodes once a week, feel accountable for it. Anytime I have missed a day, and Stanger's missed a day, we've talked about it. It feels like you've ruined your life.
Dark. I want to spit in my own face.
Right. Just because it's just like, what else am I doing?
Yeah.
Why would I need it? And the answer
the one
is,
thing you had to do today, Stanger, you couldn't get to it.
Right. And, and I think the thing that we're talking about and the way that we're focused on it is doing some kind of working out every day. Now, we're not talking about going, bricks of ham every single day.
No, we're not talking about going bricks of ham. What are you, crazy?
We're talking about moving our bodies every single day so that you're working out every day in one way or the other, and we're focused on it.
A little huffing and puffing.
Yeah. Now, it seems like you are as well, but a lot of the stuff that you're talking about, which is running, high HIIT exercising, biking, and 5x5s and yoga, and depending on what kind of yoga you're doing, all of those seem pretty hard on your body.
Yeah.
So maybe the reason you're plateauing is because you're not giving your body a break to recover, and your body's just getting tired from all of the work that you've been putting in. Now, Also, some of it could be due to your diet. So watching
Yeah.
what you're eating on these certain days, and mixing up what you're eating on the days that you're doing, hit exercises, compared to the days that you're biking, compared to the days that you're doing your weight training. Um, higher protein um, on most of those workouts is good, but you might not need to go that hard on your protein when you're doing yoga, or you're going on a run. So, maybe a little bit focus more on your nutrition could help. Um, and then being specific in what your goals are. Do you want to have a faster mile, or do you want to increase the weights in your 5x5? Those are kind of going against each other. They're both not going to happen at once. So if you're increasing your mile, then you have to relax on how heavy you're going, so that you have something in the tank so you can go faster on your runs and go for longer runs. If you want to increase your 5x5, then you have to, either slow down your runs, or go on shorter runs, so that you have enough in your tank so that you can lift heavier on the days that you're doing your 5x5. So it's very specific to you. But you have to set a goal, I think. And I think that's the way that you're gonna, it's a great thing that you've been exercising straight for 2.5 months now. So, and you've definitely given yourself a great base that you are after 2 months, which is probably about 10 weeks, that now you're plateauing, which means that you're showing good, results up to now. So now is the point where maybe you need to just kind of, mix it up a little bit, figure out what you're focused on.
Laura also coming in here and flexing on all of us.
Yeah, serious.
Just like
10 weeks, we get it.
Unstoppable, doing everything, working flexibility, working resistance training, working fucking endurance training, being like training like a pro, training harder than a pro athlete. Yeah, I would examine your rest. So you're training really hard and you're doing, none of this stuff that you're doing is bullshit. So, look into how you're letting yourself rest, examine that rest. I love Eugene's, and that means how you're sleeping at night, and then also how you're incorporating rest as part of your workout program. You're training hard enough that'll become an intricate part of it. A lot of times when people are first starting out, or if they're not fully committed to exercise, rest kind of naturally takes care of itself. They'll just not work out, and that's their rest. But for you have to be mindful about it. And then I like Eugene's angle on nutrition for sure. If you want to make gains, you have to eat for performance. So that's not dieting. That's being very mindful of those micronutrients, macronutrients, and how you're representing them in your diet. And that's what can I do? And I like.
What happened?
And then that can adjust. You go for the weights for a while. What's that?
Yeah. No, we lost you for a second.
Oh, ribbit. I'm back. Big rise back. But what about when it goes all weird on, when you're on the Zoom and it does all the,
yeah.
Like, what does it remind me of? Like when it's some movie, when somebody goes like inside of something.
Are you talking about what is it? Wreck-It
The Matrix.
Ralph? Oh.
No, The Matrix. Wreck-It Ralph's good too, though.
Wreck-It Ralph, it happens. Yeah.
But there's like a thing in The Matrix to where they pull him out of there or whatever. He goes back inside and it makes like a weird sound.
Oh, yeah.
Whenever there's a zoom freeze, it always reminds me of
sound,
that Matrix sound. Shout out to The Matrix.
So that's it, Laura. And she already responded that it was super helpful. Cool. I think that's I think that's a good way to just kind of focus in on it for now, but congrats. You've been killing it and doing great. Matthew Moynihan also wrote back that he's not going too heavy on those dumbbell, the chest day. He's doing 75, three sets of 12 at 75 pounds per dumbbell. That's pretty heavy, bro.
Not going heavy. Wow. People coming in here just coming with a false modesty.
You're talking about dumbbells at 75 pounds each, doing 3 sets of 12.
Dude, you're banging.
You're doing it. You're doing the
Fucking
work.
banging, taking those 75s for a ride on the
Yeah.
incline, baby. Come on, baby.
And if anything, my whole thing is you slow it down. Once you slow it down, you do like, the 3 second down and then you pop them up.
Yeah, play with the tempo.
Loving the tempo work. The 3-1 tempo has been key for me.
3-1.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3 down, 1 up. 1, 2.
Oh yeah,
3, 1 up.
that's
Yeah.
good. Working the eccentric movement, the
Mhm.
deceleration. I got an email question
Okay.
from Mallory. Mallory. Hey yo, Mallory.
Mallory.
You remember that from
Mallory.
Family Ties?
Oh yeah, Mallory. What is that?
Mallory-
Bonus to Bone?
What's that?
Is that Bonus to Bone we're talking about?
No, it was Justine Bateman, or was that her boyfriend, Boner?
Was Boner was Boners to Bone
No,
was
no. Which one was Michael J. Fox in?
was Kurt Cameron's best friend.
Okay, so that was
and that was Growing Pains.
Growing Pains.
Yeah.
In Family Ties, Mallory was played by Justine Bateman.
Yes.
And she had a boyfriend that I felt like would say her name.
Right, sure.
Like Mallory. Like Mallory. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Somebody said Nick. Nick is the name. Is Nick? That sounds about right.
Nick is right. Thank you.
I'll take it.
Hey, Dumbbells, I recently stumbled upon your podcast and have been binging with all the free time I have now. Absolutely loving it. I've always known that if your goal is to build muscle, you should do cardio after your lifting session. Since the stay-at-home order started, I found sanity in starting my morning with a short run to get my blood pumping, to get myself motivated for the day. I then go into strength training after my run with the bit of equipment that I have at home. Is it truly more beneficial to do cardio after strength training to build muscle, or does it not matter too much? Thanks for answering. Love the pod, Mallory.
Mallory. It's Valerie, but I sang it as Mallory.
We got it. And you improved. I like Mallory more than Valerie.
Hey,
easier to sing.
Maybe. Mallory
versus
Valerie. Yeah.
Think about versus
Valerie. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm just good at both of them. Yeah, I can do both.
I feel like he's like you're doing a car sound. What are you feeding your son with an airplane sound, or are you singing a song to Mallory?
Valerie, eat your Brussels sprouts. So yeah, I'm feeding Quincy. I'm feeding Quincy Brussels sprouts.
I like Brussels sprouts.
Me too. Tiny cabbage. So I think the way that question was sent or worded felt like she's going on a quick run.
Like an attack?
It felt like an attack. It also felt like she was going on a quick run to just kind of get her body moving in the morning. That doesn't feel like quote unquote cardio to me. I feel like that's a warm up. Cut it out. Dave Coulier. Hey, worst cooks in America. So I think
I thought he was so funny on that show, dude. His
Are
impressions.
you kidding me?
Yeah.
Wait, on what?
On fucking Full House.
Full House, yes.
I thought he was fucking like the woodchuck that he did. I would scream with laughter at that.
We were also children. I will say that he was on that show on Food Network called Worst Cooks in America.
Not
and
funny.
he did all those voices again, and they don't hold up.
Sucked.
They don't hold up. He does them so often, they do not hold up. I was visibly angry every time he talked.
Yeah, I get it. I mean that, he's annoying.
But if she's going on a quick run to get her warm up on, so she feels good on the lifts, then your lifts are going to be great because your body's warmed up to it. Now, going up for cardio after your strength training, the reason why that is helpful is because you're not going to get as injured. The percentage of you getting injured from doing cardio afterwards or during your cardio is a lot less than if you tire yourself out by going on like a 3 or 4 mile run and really going for it and then trying to lift weights afterwards. Your form's gonna go a little bit. Your mindset's not there to focus in on holding that weight and making sure you're not going to tweak something wrong. Where if you do cardio afterwards, you can kind of gauge your body based on it. If you feel like your strength training session was too hard, then you just kind of slow down on your pace of your run or your pace of your bike or your, however you're planning on doing your cardio, and it is easier and better for your body's movements.
Right. Mallory, I would take 100-mile runs at world record pace and then hit PRs on my lifts, but that's not everybody does that.
Not everyone. I mean, a couple of people on our chat, that's probably true.
Yeah, maybe some people on the chat right now do that. That's not everybody.
That's not everybody. That's just the
everybody.
chatters.
This is the chat, me, the chat people,
the chat room,
the chat room, that kind of thing. Huffle Puffle,
the chat room. Yeah,
me, the chat room. Yeah, you get the most out of your lifts if you're not pre-fatigued from cardio too. So you're gonna be able to go heavy because you're not fucking tired. But if you're just getting that blood pumping, you're doing great. And so that's the rationale behind like why you would want to put your lifts before your cardio session. But getting a good warm up in is, by all means, have at it. Get that blood pumping, get that feeling good, get that PR.
Get that feeling good. I mean, I think that's probably the best way to put it. Hey,
I'm having a hard time. I'm having a hard time today.
Just get that feeling good. You know what I mean?
I feel like every time I talk, like I'm walking over really thin ice and I could fall in at any moment. And I've fallen in a lot. There's like, I don't know if I'm going to ever be able to land the plane. Like I'm starting a thought or a phrase and like I'm coming in for a landing and it's just like, ooh.
No, you're doing great, man. I mean, you're doing as well as you could, generally. Laura also had a question about micro workouts on the chat. I don't even know. I think, is that referring to like those little like 8-minute abs or, like the quick 10-minute push things?
Maybe high intensity interval.
Yeah. Micro workouts. Maybe it is one of those things where it's just like you're doing a workout for 10 minutes or 15 minutes or something quick. I think anytime you're moving your body, I think that's a good thing. If all you can fit in as a quick 15 minutes, I think there's no issues with that. And is only can have positive results, So I don't see anything wrong with. But maybe I'm reading into that wrong. Maybe I don't know exactly what that means.
I'm trying to think of, so I guess we can like look it up real quick.
Sure.
Micro workout. So the first thing that comes up, it says micro workouts, also referred to as high intensity interval training exercises, involve engaging in several sets of short bursts of exercise followed by a rest period. Usually sessions last.
We lost some guys,
including warm up and cool down.
How long? How long is it?
Did you look? 10 and 30 minutes in total, including warm up and cool down, including the warm up and the cool down. So I think, I mean, if it is high intensity, I mean, you can get a lot done. People underestimate what they can do in an hour, you know? So I think by all means, that like Eugene was saying, if you have 10 minutes and you can be focused and use that time wisely with a plan, there's a lot that you can do. Yeah, and especially if you challenge yourself. And
if you want to do there's a lot you can do in 10 minutes. You could really work your body. You can burn a lot of calories. You can work really hard within that 10 minutes. Work that body. But I would say give yourself, with that 10-minute workout, give yourself 15 minutes so that you have 3 minutes of warm up and 2 minutes of cool down, and then 10 minutes of actually just
15 to do 10.
15 to do 10. Yeah. And then and I think that's the minimum of, I think anything less than that, you're really not giving yourself enough time to get a good sweat on and also cool down and warm up in time so that you can really take advantage of that 10 minutes. But hey, that might just be me. There was also another question.
I like you taking a stand on that. Good for you, man.
Red Ramos on the chat did mention that he remembered from vaguely remembers talking about lifting with the shoulder issue. There's some scar tissue in his shoulder. Suggestions for managing soreness. I mean, the shoulder complex that we still have on our Instagram page is really the best thing to help with shoulder issues. Anytime I feel a little tweak in my shoulders or stiffness, I always go back to those, and it always helps me get back on track. I should be just doing them on a regular basis. I don't do it enough.
Yeah.
But it's good.
Yeah, go preventative instead of after the fact. Also, if you're really clicking a lot, get it seen. Maybe you can get a cortisone shot. I've gotten some deep steroid shots under image guidance. They have to go really deep to pierce that shoulder capsule. It is a little intense. You could feel, you can hear it in your brain somehow when it like pops through that shoulder capsule. But the relief that you get, and then because it's addressing inflammation, you improve for a long time. It gets it to really calm down. It's not something you can do regularly, but every once in a while, get a little shoulder pop in there. But yeah, you'd have to see your doctor before that. So, and then an orthopedic surgeon may be able to look at it and refer you to a physical therapist. But it's usually some version of what that shoulder complex we have is, or like some kind of internal, external rotation, depending on where the injury is and what's happening. But for scar tissue, getting a cortisone shot may do something may do a little bit for you. I don't know. Worth looking into. Thanks for the question, Red Ramos.
Yeah.
And super cool name, dude.
Also, Laura did chime back in and say that she was talking about for those micro workouts, like 5 minutes of jumping rope or push-ups throughout the day, things like that. Like one of those kind of workouts where you're just kind of like.
Now you tell us, Laura.
Yeah.
Now you fucking tell us.
I will say,
we fucking embarrassed ourselves.
That
whole goddamn time Laura meant jump rope.
Hey,
We're fucking going on and on about.
Give her a second, okay?
10 to do 15 to do 10.
Sure. Yeah, we're talking about 15 to do 10
with our asses out. We're showing our fucking asses on here. Whole time, goddamn Laura's talking about push-ups, and we're talking about all this time.
She's talking about something that's going to take 1 minute, and I'm talking about all you need is a full 15 minutes for 10.
Yeah, I'm talking about fucking planning your shit out with my fucking ass out on YouTube. Laura's talking about squats.
She's just talking about 5 minutes of jump rope.
Come on.
I will say that while we were shooting Tacoma FD, shout out to the show, which will be the back 7 episodes are starting in a month from now, end of July 23rd, I believe.
Watch them.
But we would do our push-up challenge for the show was to do like 200 push-ups through the day. So it was like you would do either 10 rounds of 20, or if you can fit 5 in here, 5 in there, and then you would just add them up and try to do 200 push-ups every day. And those like kind of many things just kind of gave you a little goal to get through the day, and also be able to stop a conversation with somebody because you had to do 20 push-ups real quick, then you can walk away.
I love that, Laura. I love that. I think skipping rope a little bit, man, you can fit it in. We talk about making the active choice back when we were going places where you could take a flight of stairs, or if you could walk a little bit instead of driving, to always do that. But I think, taking it a step further and being able to, pop in a minute or two of jump rope in a day, or a minute or two of jump roping throughout the day.
Yeah.
The day ends and you've gotten 30 extra minutes in of some good exercise or push-ups or jump rope, whatever. That adds up for sure. By all means, do it. And thanks for asking about it.
Great. I think we'll do one more of these questions before we head out, just which pertains to us being at home and doing these live chats, which we love, and we will continue to even when things open up again. One thing, of course, that people are asking, because it was such a big part of the Dumbbells philosophy, well, not philosophy, but like way of life for a long time, was AR is asking us, maybe you covered this, so ignore it, but we'll always talk about it. But when would we go back to using a public sauna? I miss it so much, but I can't imagine in any way to get back into that little germ box right now. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it feels that, especially reading anything or hearing of anything, it's like the most dangerous places to go is anywhere that is like a small space with other people.
Yeah.
And that is the smallest space with other people. Even though there's and again, we don't know how heat affects it yet or any of it. There's not enough studies. But I mean, the amount of people that you hear kind of clearing their throats while they're in a sauna is gruesome.
Yeah, it's like the virus. Some like it hot and some sweat when the heat is on.
Feel the heat. Man, from now on, I think I'm just going to listen to that song in the sauna on full blast. Like bring one of those little speakers in there.
Yeah,
like
nobody could be mad. Nobody'd be mad about
the assholes who do that on a hike, who just play like not just their phone. If they're on their phone and they're talking on speakerphone, I find that annoying. But it's like by the time you get far enough away, it's fine. You bring a little Bluetooth speaker and you're bumping, get
music, and it's just like fucking crazy shit, like Pitbull, just like you're in the middle of nowhere and you hear this like baby, 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 I'm on fireball. It's just like, whoa, holy shit, you got to crank that up.
Yeah. And then you find out it's just a white guy with his German Shepherd and you're like,
sure.
What?
Oh yeah, totally.
What are you doing?
Baby, 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 I'm on fire. I do like that song.
Some like it hot, yeah, some like it hot.
That's a fucking great song. Power Station. That's Robert Palmer when he was in Power Station.
Really? There you go.
Yeah, before he did Simply Irresistible and
before he just went like, I don't need a band, I just need all of these models.
Yeah. Playing the guitar. And they're like, if you watch it now, like at first I thought they were really playing, but they're not even trying to look like they're playing.
No. Sheila E. was watching from a distance going like, who are these bitches?
Wendy and Lisa from The Revolution.
Yeah.
Sauna, dude. Yeah. Kaffa, more like Kaffa. I don't see it happening. If Eugene went in there with that music, I would do it. Maybe that music could kill the germs.
Well, I mean, I also, man, if I had my own private sauna, we talked about that too. Of course I'd be in it. But as far as a public one, I don't know. I especially one that I would use at like a public gym. I don't even trust looking at all the pictures. And again, if you are back into a gym, please.
We want to hear about it.
We want to see pictures. Picture didn't happen. I want to see how they set it up because I'm so curious. I'm not going back to a gym for a while. I mean, that's also because we have a baby on the way and we want to stay as safe as possible. But I also feel like people, I support all of my gym buddies and my gym friends who own businesses and, in small group training, I'm sure they're keeping it safe to the best of their ability. But man, I could easily, turn my head and sweat can fly miles away from my head.
Oh yeah. And somebody's got their mouth open and they got Eugene sweat on there.
Yeah, sure. So, like there's just aspects to it that, I'm just, we don't know. I mean, we're still kind of on the fence of like, can you really get it from, touching, from contact with surfaces?
Yeah.
Like what the percentage is of, touching the same surface as somebody and blah, blah, blah. So
yeah, it's tough. There's not enough good information out
There's
yet.
not.
You're like, people are like, oh, the sun kills it. And then that's bullshit. And then as soon as like Trump's on board with it, you're like, oh, great. I guess it's not real anymore. But send pics if you guys are going to the gyms. We're so curious as to how that's going to work, or send realistic drawings if you can do that. They have to be very, very realistic.
Yeah, we want like not a sketch, but we need it fully colored. Maybe even a 3D rendering. We'll take a 3D rendering of something. But Man, I would be excited to go back to a gym. It's not going to happen anytime soon. So especially a sauna is not going to happen anytime sooner than that. And even when the gyms are back at 100%, I think it's going to take me a while to not feel weary in there if there's anybody else in there. Now, would I do it if would you go into a sauna in a public gym if you looked in and nobody else was in there, Stanger?
Uh,
I mean,
Probably. I don't not right
yeah,
now. So the part of my reasoning for using the sauna more than the steam room before I had all the good intel on saunas was they just felt cleaner to me for some reason, and that was just pure bro science. Just they just felt like, I mean, you're still sweating the same in there. It just didn't seem as petri dish ish to me.
sure. Yeah.
And then now that I got into them, and maybe maybe I'm operating with a little confirmation bias here, but I did find that some research on less bacteria living at that hot of a temperature with no moisture, and they use the cedar wood to absorb all the moisture, but then also not get too hot, so you're not burning your ass on like tile. So it absorbs the moisture, so they want to keep it as dry as possible, and so that's not good for bacteria or virus. That being said, I think there's all different kinds of viruses that can survive at any different temperature, I guess. So, and we don't know enough about COVID, unfortunately, to know if that's that kills it for sure. But if it were empty in there and it seemed like it was really cooking, that'd be where I would do it. But it's going to take some time before I feel confident to do that again, I guess.
Yeah. Same.
So I don't know if
Um,
that's rational or not.
no,
I
I
feel like
think
it
it
is
is.
based on the information that we have.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm not trying
Yeah.
to be knee jerk or,
I also think that I'm open to everybody's comfortability with all of it. Like, everybody
yeah,
should
yeah,
feel comfortable of as far, based on their own experience and we don't know, the underlying conditions of a lot of people, and it's unfair for us to judge anybody else's reasoning. Like, there's going to be people who are out here in California, even though it's mandatory to wear a mask out in public, that people aren't wearing it. Now, we can judge that, or they have, maybe they who knows. I don't know what the reasoning is. For my own reason, I am not going to get close to you, and that all of it should be respected. That's all.
What if you didn't wear a mask, but you wore a t-shirt that said "I'm a robot"?
That would be great.
That'd be good.
I'd do
Uh,
that. Yeah.
that
um
It's not going to save anybody. Matthew
no.
Moynihan, real quick, he said, I went to my usual gym for about 2 minutes, and the locker rooms were taped off, and every other piece of equipment was blocked off. So I just left. It stressed him out.
Oh,
I kind
yeah.
of get that. It's just like
Yes.
there's fucking caution tape. You can't go in there.
Yeah.
There's people with a fucking, surgical gown on and gloves spraying and shit. It's just like, all right,
Yeah.
what is this, a fucking dystopian future movie?
Also, like, just all that spraying of those chemicals while I'm working out. If I'm sweating hard or breathing hard, I don't want to breathe in any of those chemicals. I'm glad they're cleaning it, but it's like,
Yeah,
it's
I've
just a
seen
tough
some
time.
memes. I've seen some memes that are like, 2019, like, is that cleanser organic? Cut to 2020, and people just using like toxic ways to clean stuff.
Sure.
It's
Yeah.
like all that shit's out the window now.
Everybody loves smelling bleach at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that fucking 7th generation shit from Whole Foods, you're like, fuck that shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah. You're like,
shit.
where's the Clorox at?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, we're gonna jump off the live. Oh, one more thing. Randy asks one more question. Is there a chance you guys will reintroduce the 10-minute motivational markers? I don't know. I mean, that sounds, I don't know. Maybe we will. I mean, that's a neat thing that we could just kind of have as like a bell that goes off and happens underneath throughout the episode.
We
But
could, I think we have to actively do it, because the people would get in. So we got tons of mail about that. It really stressed people out, because
yeah,
people would be listening to a conversation and then it would happen. So there was all this different feedback happening. And so people were falling off their bikes and shit while it was going on. And
sure.
so I there may be something we do to where because people liked when we would come up with a phrase or a saying or play a quote. I think
Yeah.
there's a way we can do that again.
Or we could just, maybe there's a way that we just kind of have a little bell go off and let you know what time it is that we're starting, so that you don't have to look at
Yeah.
your watch or anything when you're listening to the podcast and you're going on a run. I don't know. Hit us
Maybe.
up. if there's enough
Maybe.
people who love that, then maybe we can reintroduce it, and it can just be a little quiet reminder that you can keep moving.
Randy, you're in the minority, but we are opening to listen to that. And
Yeah.
God bless.
But cool. Everybody who is watching now, thank you. Everybody who wants to hear more when this episode drops tomorrow, there will be more content. We
Yes.
have our whole intro that we do, and me and Stanger just kind of catch up for a while, and then yeah. So please keep downloading the episode. Please rate, review the show. Also, keep watching this on YouTube. It's great to interact with you guys.
Yeah, this
In the
was fun.
moment.
Thanks for all your questions, guys. Loved hearing from you. Love you guys bragging and secretly flexing.
Yeah,
We love it. We like it. We love it. We want some more of it.
We
So
do.
next Tuesday at 2:30 p.m. we'll be back at the same bad place at the same bad